Ranjit Dillon, February the 8th, 1944. Well, born in Victoria, number 10 of 11 children. He's number 11.
Nirmal Dillon, born March 13th, 1945, born in Victoria.
How old were you when you first were introduced to a lacrosse stick?
I would guess around 10, 11, 12, somewhere in that area. I'm not sure exactly. It's just,
I think I was 11, you were 12.
so I was 12 then, okay.
Was there a particular individual that you would note as kind of being the person who introduced you? to the game?
Doug Fletcher.
Doug Fletcher.
He's from England, but he kept minor lacrosse going in Canada, in Victoria.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he was the main guy.
There's a group of 10 or 12 East Indians played in this fellow's driveway with hockey, with little short stubby sticks, because we didn't have any money. One guy, Jagminder Singh of that group, went out to lacrosse. We never heard of lacrosse. And Jack Beyonda happened to be the coach there, and he got to know him. And Doug Fletcher asked Jagminder, do you have any friends? He took us all up there, and he named our team the Punjabi United, and away we went.
Is that right?
Exactly, yeah. He named our team that, and we did really well.
Beyonda was our first coach.
Yeah.
And he couldn't pronounce our names because him Ramsey, me little Ramsey.
Yeah, he did.
So what was Jack Beyonda like?
Oh, amazing. I mean, he's godlike. He's so good. He's so friendly and so much fun. You know, and what a player. He went from team to team that paid him the most money. He was that good. You didn't see much of that around here.
Right. So he was your coach for 1 year or 2 years?
Just 1 year.
Yeah.
1 year.
When he played for the Shamrocks, that was part of his job to coach minor lacrosse.
Yeah.
That's what they paid him for that.
Do you think because of the way he approached the game that got you guys hooked on it, or would you say? Or?
Well, the first year I was scared. I had to be up my check all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't want the ball.
That's a true story. I played great on defense, but once we got the ball, I ran up the floor and went behind my check because I didn't have a clue what to do with the ball. Not a clue.
Right.
We started from scratch. Eh?
Right, and out of that original team, the Punjabi United,
Yeah.
How many guys kind of stuck with it for a while, I guess?
I think there was 4 or 5 of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about half a dozen stayed with us to the senior team, and 3 of us are in the Hall of Fame.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Another Dillon, his name is not our relative, but Charn Dillon, he's in the Hall of Fame as well.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you started out in the minor lacrosse system, and then when did you get to, say, junior, play junior?
When they were, the junior Shamrocks were playing the finals and the Western finals, they were behind by a goal, and they called Ranj up one game in Vancouver. He came home and says, and so Shamrocks want to come to practice, want you to play. I says, bullshit. So I went there, and we won that final, and we played in the Mann Cup then. When I was 16, I think Ranj was 17.
We had to finish our juvenile A championship first before we became eligible, and Victoria was losing to Vancouver, and they picked us up, and for whatever reason they called us the Roadrunners, and we ran all over the floor, and never played in a big crowd like that before. It's fun.
That must have been exciting.
And that was the year my mother started going to the games. She never missed a game after that. She was hooked on it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Was she worried about your well-being?
Why are you playing a stupid game?
The deal was go out, come back by 9 o'clock. You know, that's all.
Yeah, I understand you guys just played all day long.
All day long.
We had a garage, and we used to throw the ball against her forever, and they finally tore it down. We put so many holes in it.
In the door?
And we spent our whole summer holidays lacrosse once we got under it. And we didn't have any money. We had 11 kids in the family, so a club special lacrosse stick was $1.50. A deluxe special was $2.50. So, but big money to us back then. Yeah.
Who gave you your first stick? Was it the English fellow?
Yeah, Doug Fletcher.
Doug Fletcher gave you.
He did everything.
One ball in the stick.
Totally responsible for all the hockey and lacrosse in Victoria.
Really?
And minor, yes.
He sounds like quite a builder. Yeah.
No kidding.
Quite a person.
And you know, at the time when you're young, you don't appreciate all he did for us. But I look back at him, he did it all. You know?
So you got off to a good start with Doug Fletcher and Jack Beyonda.
Yeah.
In your,
Yeah.
You know that I can see that making an impact with 2 people like that.
And sold out arenas and playing in front of a big crowd. It's just amazing, you know.
Yeah, just when did you start to maybe play up with the senior team a little bit? Like, did you get to play together as you moved up?
Oh yeah, all the time, all through.
We won the
Really?
Minto Cup with the Junior Shamrocks, and next year we lost it in Oshawa. And that next year, that's when the Shamrocks called us both up for one game.
Yeah, we were allowed to play 7 games. If you were a junior, you could play 7 games with the senior team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don Ashby was coach of Shamrocks at that time, and I was sitting there getting dressed in my shorts, and he came up and says, "Are you one of the Dillons? Yeah. Do you ever eat?"
What did you think of that?
I didn't have an answer for it.
I remember being so nervous when I got on the floor. I ran up the floor. I was in really good shape, and I was so exhausted because I was so nervous. I had to come off the bench, and then later I went on and went into the corner to get a ball, and I froze. And I just got hammered. It didn't knock me out, but it was really a hard hit. Coach said, "You sit over there and don't move." So I had to sit out the rest of the game.
Oh, because
Yeah.
worried.
He was worried for me. He
Yeah,
thought
he
I might
was
get
worried
hurt.
about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned in the hard way.
John Ferguson played for Nanaimo that year, and that's the team we played against. I was
Really?
going to the corner for a ball, and I saw him waving his stick. Hell with you have the ball.
That's called intelligence.
It's fear.
Survival. Yeah.
Yeah, survival. Yeah, you have to find a way to play. Right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
To fit in
Well,
with
this little guy, when you figure he's 145 pounds, he was absolutely fearless. I give him credit for that, as well as being a good player.
145, I wish I was 127.
Well, I'm not sure. I couldn't keep track of it. I was 160, so I wasn't very big either.
Yeah.
That's when Don Ashby, he was a tough guy from Nanaimo, coach in Shamrocks. His kid, he says, "You're going to take your lumps. You're going to probably have to get in fights, but don't worry, somebody will be there to help you. But if you don't do that, you'll never play in this league."
Nirmal, you joined in 1965 with Shamrocks, I think, right?
Yeah, I had 1 year juniors left. I played for I went up to senior. I played my 7th game, and I said I want to go back to junior, and they said, if you don't play tonight, we're going to cancel the junior teams.
Yeah, they're having a lot of trouble with the
Ranch
senior
told me to
Shamrocks.
call their bluff, but I couldn't do that. So
The senior
I ended up playing
Shamrocks,
senior that year.
They know you as a defensive specialist and a penalty killer and a playmaker.
Yeah, I see.
Both of
Yeah.
them, both of them.
And so how did you stop the big guys that were coming down, Dave?
I was a good stick checker, and
Good stick check.
I learned how to get underneath and use my leg power instead of my upper body to check.
Is that right?
Yeah. And
So who was the biggest guy you had to cover, probably?
Al Luthwaite.
Oh, yeah.
He was even faster than me.
Really?
I remember one game, which Wayne Goss came over to us, "Nirmal, I feel sorry for you. We had a practice last night," and says, "I was you," and Al was checking me the whole time. He says, Wayne Goss, we played against junior, we were quite friendly with him and
Yeah.
all the time.
The Goss brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many of them.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think about 4 altogether.
yeah. Did you were coach of the year 3 times at some point in your career, right?
4 times.
4 times?
Yeah.
Okay, when did you start coaching? Like what around?
I was going to quit playing lacrosse, and the new coach was Archie Browning, right?
Yeah.
And he was a sergeant in the police department, and he phoned me up. He says, I want you to come and help play and be an assistant coach and playing." So that's how I got into that.
Okay.
He was a great guy, really nice guy.
Yeah.
One of the best.
And then did you coach with the Esquimalt Junior A, and then you actually had won a Minto Cup. As
Yeah,
coach.
yeah.
Yeah.
Player and a coach, and he won Minto both. You were one as a player as well.
And then you coached the Gate brothers at some
Gates,
point.
and yeah, they played. That was their last year junior, and their father and one of the fellows came and talked to me about coaching the junior team, final year junior, and says, I went home and told my wife, "What do I know about coaching those guys? They know everything." She said, "Why don't you do it?" So I gave it a go and had a great time with them.
And then Ranjit, you had like a 14-year career with the Shamrocks yourself?
Yes, I played my full junior years because I wanted to get in another Minto Cup. So I got picked up by Victoria in '62 and we won it. And next year we went back to play. We thought it was going to be Brampton, but we ended up playing the Oshawa Green Gales, who went on to win seven
That was the beginning of their streak.
Minto Cups in a row, unfortunately. I played 3 times against them and lost all 3. Two, I got picked up twice by New Westminster, and we lost them. I lost once with Victoria.
And who were some of their great players that you played against on that?
John Davis and Gaylord Paulus, wow,
Yeah.
great players. They're just unbelievable team. You know, never seen anybody run around like they do. Like a bunch of bees, buzz, buzz, buzz. You turn around, they're there. Yeah, they were good. Yeah.
And then you were the leading scorer, right? 1967. That was, I think.
Yeah, I was the senior league. Yeah. I was the lead scorer in junior, then senior, and MVP and all that stuff, rookie of the year.
You are always mentioned along with like Wayne Goss and Paul Parnell and Dave Durante
Boy,
and
nice guys.
Kevin Alexander.
Really good guys, yeah.
Fletcher.
Yeah.
You actually played for Salmon Bellies a couple times.
They picked me up, let's see, 62, 63, 64 and 65 when they won, this end of it. And we went back to play against Oshawa in Oshawa. The year before, after that, played in New Westminster against them. And we lost each time, but still, what a nice bunch of guys. If I had to play for another team, those guys would be the best, you know. And the coach, Keith Jackson, wow, nice guy,
Right?
nice
Yeah.
guy, yeah.
Yeah.
He paid me a nice compliment. He said, of all the players I ever picked up to help my team, he said, you were the best, you know. I thought, wow, that's sweet, yeah.
That's something, huh? And then 1968 NLA Pro Series. Well, do you remember that? What was that about?
Getting dressed up and wearing a tie in the hot summer is what I remember. But there was a lot of traveling that's going on. It was interesting, yeah.
So what
We didn't have a great team.
what was it about? Like that whole Pro Series?
Each team would play 4 games. They'd come here. We'd play 4 games here against the Eastern teams. We'd go back there and play 4 games in 6 nights,
Yeah.
traveling around playing.
And what were some of the teams that
Detroit.
played that?
Toronto,
Montreal.
Peterborough. I can't remember the 4th team.
And was that like the Detroit Olympiads? I think they were called.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we
what.
played in their arena.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what does the name Stevenson Park
That's-
conjure up for you guys?
That's where we learned to play lacrosse.
We were there every single day of our summer holidays, every single day. And it was down in a hole like that, and it had the worst brambles on the bushes all the way around it. To try and find a ball in that bush was worth your life. I don't know why they planted that, but they had it hot, down in the hole, asphalt court in the summertime. And they had bleachers there. They played senior B lacrosse there as well too. So it was wonderful. It was really good.
Field of Dreams. for
No
you.
kidding, just love it.
Yeah.
Everybody tried to get there early to the clubhouse to get a pair of gloves because they're all thrown in one big box. So when they get the best gloves.
So I'm just jumping around to different things that I've read in some background material, but 1979 was looked at as a very, very bittersweet season for you guys.
Yes.
Tell us all about why and how that came about.
That's
Like
a shame. That's a shame. Good, and it's a shame for him for what happened.
So what happened? Tell
Okay, Nirmal's been coaching our team for 5. Do you mind me talking?
No, I don't mind you talking. You like? See, I told you they talking.
I talk too much. I know. You go right ahead. I don't care.
No, you go ahead.
Well, Nirmal took up coaching the team, and he did a really, really good job.
What year? Like did
He's 79. He's got 5 years, I guess he had about.
before that, leading up to that?
Yeah. So about 1970, I guess.
They probably quit playing.
Yeah.
75 maybe.
We had our annual thing, and they were talking about. For some reason, I said, "Put my name in for coach."
Yeah.
I said, "Really?" Yeah. And they phoned me and says, "You're coach."
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. And so you.
I coached for
Excellent.
three years. We lost in seven games in the Mann Cup back east, and that winter I got called to a meeting with a bunch of directors, and they said they wanted another fella coaching with me, who was a friend of. I had a problem with one player back there once, and there's a lot of his family were on the directors, so they wanted Bill Monroe to coach with me, and I said, and my assistant coach be gone. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. We talked a lot, and finally, I said, okay, here's what we'll do. He can sit up with the players, the press box for the games, and be the assistant coach. They said, no, we can't do that. I said, then I'm gone. I quit.
So you quit in '79 because.
Yeah. I knew we'd win the Mann Cup next year, but I just couldn't
we had never
tolerate
been,
that.
We'd never been in the Mann Cup for forever, right up to 1978 was our first year in the Mann Cup. We play back east, and it was a tough match against, is it Brampton? Yeah, but we were a better team.
It's Peterborough.
Peterborough Lakers, sorry. And we just, because we were in the arena, fans, who knows what, but didn't quite click. We went to 7 games and we lost. It was really disappointing for us, but we knew if we stayed together, we were going to win this thing. And the guy we missed the most was Ivan Thompson. He didn't get to play very much to be ready for that series. So the next year, when we came back to our arena, he's the MVP in the series. And just, we were so strong, so good. I guaranteed we were going to win it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what happened to him
Yeah.
is the director decided, well, we want to win this thing, so blah, blah, blah. They knew better than him. And what they did to him was present him with a guy as assistant coach that was the last person in the world.
Okay.
That's my version of the story. And I remember I told him at a meeting, what you did to Nirmal is just disgusting, and I'm not going to quit. I'm going to stay with this team because we're going to win the Mann Cup, and we did.
Yeah.
So it was just
You
a
did,
shame.
huh?
It was a shame it happened to him. But
And so that was bittersweet.
oh, it was.
Except most of, after they won, they knock on the door at about 9 o'clock in the morning. There's Larry with a case of beer. Says, "This is your Mann Cup.
Yeah.
Let's drink some beer."
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Nice. And so what was it like? You know, Shamrocks was your home, right? Pretty-
Oh.
Yeah.
We played soccer, Vic West in the winter, Shamrocks in the summer for lacrosse. Both of us. Yeah.
I was going to move to Vancouver at one time. I worked for the provincial government. I couldn't stand it, so I quit. I needed a job, so I got a letter of release from the Shamrocks, and the next year they said, "Well, we're not going to let you go." So I had a lawyer friend of mine phone them, and I got my release, and I went to mainland and talked to 3 of the teams about going there, and that's when the semi-pro league started, and Coquitlam played in Seattle.
Oh.
So I came back to Victoria and thought, heck, was I going to play for the Shamrocks? And went down there and I got 4 goals, and all of a sudden I had a job.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, at City Hall.
Very good. And you both were inducted at different times in the Canadian Lacrosse Hall of Fame, and incredible honor.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
Actually, when they told me, I actually didn't believe them.
No,
I didn't think I deserved it really.
I always say all the years I played and all the losses we took bad years we had, and very few good years, and it got better and better when he was coaching. Each year was better and better. And so when we finally won the Mann Cup in '78, I won the Mann Cup in '78. The next year they honored me with a retirement at my sweater. And the year after that, Hall of Fame, or a few years after that, Hall of Fame. The year after that, I got married. So everything went boom, boom, boom. I didn't know what I was going to do when I finished playing lacrosse. So, yeah.
It's hard to give up the game after putting so much in.
You know, it wasn't. Not this case, because it just built up so much to win at the very end that we got the reward. All the guys stuck together, Larry Smeltzer, Larry Bell, all these people we got from back east as incredible players. And we got, thanks to Nirmal bringing them out here, that we got to be a good team, really good. In fact, I was so proud of the fact when we won the Mann Cup. When we were on the floor, I was thinking, you know, we are the best box lacrosse team in the world. Nobody can even come close. We beat Brampton 20-11, 20 to something. And on the final day of game number 4, the league said, well, they're going to use second string goalies and no pickups. Each team was allowed 4 pickups. And we just went down to the last 30 seconds and won the game on that Saturday night in Victoria. It was just scripted, the whole thing. It was wonderful. Unfortunately, he wasn't there.
The Green Gales had their success in their 7th
God.
straight because Bishop ran them all the time.
All the time.
Couldn't have been in any better physical
He's a pretty
condition.
tough guy.
They had their systems.
Yeah.
You know, the fast break systems.
They were a good team, a very good
Like
team.
that. What do you think your strengths were as a team compared to, say, a Green Gales approach? Did you have a different approach, or
They had their own buzzsaw. I don't know how they were taught, but God, they were on you, turn around, there's somebody here, turn around here, there's somebody there, and they just worked and worked and worked. The whole team, like we're one big unit, and a good goalie, the whole bit. They were not. First time I played them in junior, I turned around, back, what the hell? And then, excuse me, but it took a while to get used to the idea they're going to be there. So get moving, get out of the way. Yeah.
Well, when I coached Shamrock, my philosophy was we'd work hard, but it had to be, you had to have some fun too. And we had a lot of get-togethers, and I told the guys, you got to be at practice all the time. You got one practice you can miss without an excuse. If you don't have an excuse, you don't play next game.
Right.
I actually benched one of my stars in the playoffs because he missed the last practice.
Yeah. You have to stick to
And
that.
Larry Bell came up to me and says, "What are you gonna do about that?"
Well, see, because he was a player, when those two players never showed up for practice, and he came to the next game thinking they were going to play, and he told everyone there was a rule. They couldn't believe they benched him. They couldn't. He was going to win the scoring title. He lost it. And I was sitting up in the lounge later on talking to her parents, and
That was with the junior team.
the junior A team. That's right. And I
Dude.
said Nirmal would do that to me. He'd do it anyway. He'd do it to the Gate twins. They don't realize it. He tells you something, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. End of story. Yeah.
Yeah. You played against a lot of different players over the years.
Yeah.
Who would, you might have different lists. Like,
Mike Gates.
what's that?
Mike Gates.
Yeah.
First year.
Good player. He really impressed me.
Yeah. Smart, both ends of the floor, really good player. And he used to shoot the ball and miss intentionally, and he'd turn and he'd get the rebound and shoot and score. It's a sneaky little deal. Unfortunately, he broke his leg really bad in a soccer game. He had to quit somewhat early, but he was excellent player. In the old days, we didn't wear helmets, and he had long hair. Everybody called him Shirley, and they harassed him all the time. You couldn't help but see him on the floor. Good player, really good.
The best player I ever played was Ivan Thompson.
Oh gosh.
He's a phenomenal player.
What was he built like, Ivan? Was he
Oh.
tall or?
He was well built, strong.
His wrists were twice my size. When you get a lacrosse stick, it's the full length, and you cut off maybe 3 or 4 inches of
Yeah.
it. Not Ivan. His is full length, and it's like an oak tree in his hand. If you try to pick it up, and then he could pick up anybody's stick, and when you play with those leather pockets and wooden sticks, you had to work the leather in to get so it stuck. Not Ivan. I could give him my stick, and he could play with it. He was amazing. He's so strong.
And one year he wasn't going to play, but he phoned me at City Hall and says, I want to play. We had a game that night. So he just meet me at City Hall. I had sticks in the back of my car. I gave him a stick and went like this.
Yeah.
Played that game about 5 goals.
Yeah. He was just amazing. And I think the only other people.
So was he tall or?
Tall.
He was big,
Strong.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very sweet man, really sort of witty, very funny to be around, and just a perfect guy. And the only other people I compare with him is the Gate twins. They were like phenoms. They shouldn't be allowed to be that big and that strong and that nice and talented like they were.
The only reason we got him because he went to U.S. Minster, they didn't want him.
Yeah, Ivan went there. I
Who
forgot
made that
that.
decision?
I don't know. They're pretty stupid.
U.S. Minster was the top team in Canada back then. Oh, God, they would have got him. My God. Yeah. Well, when he finished it off by playing in the Mann Cup in Victoria, he got 9 points, 2 games. He was top scorer, the MVP, the Mike Kelly Award, which I was really glad he got that.
And playing against who were like your top 2 or 3 guys, maybe you have a different list.
Wayne Goss, and he scored goals against us all.
Wayne
Wayne
Goss.
Goss and Doug Hayes. Trying to think of
Doug
some.
Hayes,
Yeah. Well, back in the old days, Peter Black and that from the Vancouver and
Yeah.
names like that. It's just,
Things like that.
yeah.
And then Nirmal.
Al Luthwaite,
Al.
much bigger than me and faster.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
interesting guy. Nice guy.
Yeah.
I ran by him once, I thought. I took off and I thought he was out there. He caught up and he put his hand on my back and pushed me down to the ground. Just like that. He's so strong, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, we got a few minutes left. Like, you leave that up to you guys to talk about playing as brothers. Such
Oh,
incredible career with an incredible game. Canada's
we were like twins.
national summer sport. So
One thing I can remember when we went to play against Oshawa in junior, we both broke down on the floor. We had a 2-on-1 break. Ran backhanded to me and I scored. He'd never done that before, but
Oh, no,
we just clicked on each other.
That's right. They were playing, when they got a penalty, they would pull the goalie and put an extra man on. Really hard to get the ball away from him. So the ball went loose. I ran up and grabbed it, and the goalie was running on the floor, and I was trying to just get up the floor. I saw Nirmal on the other side, and the guy who was checking back, one player back, he rushed me in a hurry because I didn't have time to throw it like that. So I just like we used to do it when we were horsing around. Never actually did it the game before.
I said to myself, where'd that come from?
I don't know. I never did it again. It was the only time.
That's a play you remember.
Yeah, it just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's from playing together all the time in the box.
And we had this senior pick and roll play we did all the time.
Oh yeah.
And we'd score a ton of goals off that.
You hear the goalie yelling, "Watch out, pick and roll! Watch out, pick and roll!" Dave Evans, I remember doing that all the
But
time.
if you run a pick and roll correctly, it's almost impossible.
It is,
Oh,
it is, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like you do it.
And sometimes you fake it so they could go.
Yeah.
Well, everybody has their way of doing things. Yeah.
Vancouver, they bought the Canuck goaltender. I can't remember his name. He used to be one of the goaltenders. He was a dirty player, actually. We sent, I guess they said, we went to the pick and roll. He knocked us both down.
Yeah.
He
No.
wouldn't let us do it, just crushed us.
He was a defender,
Yeah, he was a goaltender for Vancouver at one time.
goaltender.
I can't remember his name.
Oh, I know. I can't. Wilson. No, I can't think of it.
Ah.
So we played lacrosse and soccer together. We went from lacrosse into soccer for Victoria West Soccer Club, and same way all over again. And so we went to school together a year apart, played school teams. We were always, people thought we were twins because they used to dress us alike when we were younger. But
One player I want to mention that I coached, we had a system we had to play. And we had to be a certain spot offense and defense, except for one player. Larry Bell says, you can go wherever you want because he's such a good forechecker and it's the best I've ever seen.
Yeah. Funny a lot of lacrosse. Like I played defense, played offense in soccer, and dropped back to defense later on as I got older and that. But I really liked checking, I liked playing defense, loose ball stuff. In lacrosse, I won scoring titles and got a lot of points, but I enjoyed playing defense more than anything. In lacrosse, you can play both ways, at least the way we used to play. It's changed now, but checking a guy and getting loose ball is just as important as scoring a goal for me.
I got one funny story about a goaltender too, Larry Smelter. First game I started by the goaltender, and the second game Nanaimo. Started Larry. First shot from Kevin goes in top corner. He runs over to me and says, what are you doing? He says, don't worry, coach, always let the first one in. Then he stoned him.
Yeah.
Then he comes in the dressing room, takes his pads off, and goes out. Brandon says, what are you doing? Says, I don't know what he's doing. He's a goaltender. They're all crazy. He says, he'll be back.
Yeah, and another thing, we had all these great junior players, Kevin Alexander, Bobby Cool, all future Hall of Famers. They kept on playing, but there was some animosity between their junior team and the senior team leading up to the time when they were going to move up. And when they got to be leave junior, they went to Nanaimo. What a shame, because we missed all these players. So then we got all these Larry Bell, Ivan Thompson, all these guys from back east to fill our team, which we're glad we did. But God, if we'd have got those guys up, there was about at least half a dozen, if not more. Would have made us a really crackerjack team. We got them in '79, the year we won the Mann Cup, and that's put us over the top.
Very good.
One other guy I got to mention, because Coach Bert Pretoria, the first time I played senior,
Sorry, his name is
Bert Pretoria. I didn't know him, and I played senior that year. I was going to go back to junior, but I decided to play senior. We had a practice, and for some reason, I'm too small for this league. I started to walk off the floor. He followed me up. He grabbed me by the. He's a scary-looking guy. Yeah. He says, "You gonna get on the floor, or we got a problem?" I said, "I'll get on the floor." And he says, "You're going to score 20 goals this year." And I remember when I scored my 20th goal, I went over to Bert and says, "Thanks, Bert." I shook his hand. I said, "What the hell are you doing?" He said, "I scored my 20 goals." I said, "Get on the floor and get another one."
The best thing about this whole thing, my mother started watching when we won the Indo Cup. Never missed a game after that. She loved it right till the very end. And there was a group of our people, East Indian people in that corner over there that came off the games and watched us.
a lot of pride.
Oh, it was wonderful. Yeah, and the church bought us jackets with Punjabi United crest on it and all that stuff. So it was magical. Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't trade lacrosse for anything, right?
No.
Well, I think our life would be different if we hadn't played lacrosse.
Yeah. Still like the wooden sticks though. And you know, the funny thing in the last year juniors, when they started making us wear helmets, and we hated the idea, just hated it. Think about that now. It's just, I like the idea of the pros playing with a full cage and protected that hit the teeth and glasses broken and all this. It's a good protection.
Yeah.
The glasses were one problem playing because one game I broke my glasses and coach says, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm going to have a shower." He says, "What do you mean? Can't you play without glasses?" He says, "I see the ball." He says, "I can't even see the players."
Yeah.
So after that, they had a spare pair of glasses in the first aid kit for him.
This little devil got into 2 fights in sports when I played with him soccer and lacrosse. Once in soccer, the whistle goes and it's way down the field. He's fighting this guy. They're on the grass. I go pull the guy off. And playing lacrosse in Coquitlam, the whistle goes way down the other end. This guy's on top of Nirmal and run the whole way down and pull him off, just like that. But he wasn't afraid of anything. He had a lot.
Well, I had 8 fights and lost 9.
Yeah.
Did you ever bite anybody?
Hey?
Did you ever bite anybody?
Oh, are you calling
yeah,
him a
I did.
woman? What are you trying to say?
I tried to fight, but it didn't work very well.
Is that how you played back east? No, it was
I'm
fun.
just kidding.
I was so lucky to have it. Like we did everything together, throwing the ball around and the backyard, everywhere we wanted to do was always with him, and
Nice.
it was great. You know? And those days when we were young, they said go out, play, come home by dark. That's all. You never had to worry about anything. And we didn't get rides to school or rides anywhere. We walked. We didn't have any money for buses, so we walked.